Welcome, dirty Outriders of Enoch, to Mom's Basement, from where I bring you another Outriders build video. A super aggressive and fun to run Devastator build, the Heavy Metal Brawler 2.0. Before this build really shines, you have to invest some points into the Classtree, but then it is absolutely amazing and the best build to blow off some steam after a hard day of work. This build is heavily focused around punching stuff, using skills, and a little cheesy mod you might already have heard about, but more on that mod later. As always, we will create a nice and concise cheat sheet during this video, so you have the whole build on one glimpse at the end of this video. So stay with me for my Outriders Heavy Metal Devastator Brawler 2.0 build. And remember folks, like, subscribe and hit the bell to stay updated and help me out, cause for every like, Mom gives Dirty a cookie, and I love cookies. Moreover, if you are interested in seeing me live, make sure to drop by at Mom's Basement, from where I stream every Tuesday and Thursday on twitch.tv. You'll find the links down here in the description. And I'm looking forward to seeing you there. Now let's have another cookie. And let's get on with the Heavy Metal Devastator Brawler 2.0, brought to you live from Mom's Basement. I love cookies. And now let's start with the Classtree. So we start going over the Classtree, and then we also go about which skills to use, which mods to use, which weapon mods to use, which armor and weapon stats to go for. So that's basically how we build that one up. So let's start with the Classtree. So again, we are going with the bottom tree for the Devastator. Get some anomaly stuff and cooldown reduction. There are a few points that are basically mandatory. That's the strong arm of the law, double damage of class melee skill. Then we have you are healed for 25% of your bleed damage, pretty good for survivability. Then we have protected by the anomaly, increase your armor, also nice for survivability. Yeah, increase armor and resistance when a skill ends. That's pretty neat when your golem ends, because that's when it's active. Pretty nice, actually. Then we have increased seismic base skill damage. Also pretty nice. But one thing that's really important and makes this build and the little cheesy mod shine is strong armor of the anomaly. After using a class melee skill, increase resistance piercing by 15% for each hit enemy for 10 seconds. So for each, so if you like in the expeditions, you normally hit a lot of them with the melee. That's adding up. So resistance piercing for each hit by 15%, and that's adding to the damage you will do. And we will use the melee a lot, so we will build up a lot of resistance piercing as well. Then we have using protection skill, increases anomaly power by 45% for 10 seconds. So that's basically why we also use Golem as our protection skill. So we use Golem, and then right afterwards we have 10 seconds, 45% anomaly power buff. Nice for the earthquake. So that's basically quick and dirty the skill tree for the Heavy Metal Brawler. Now head over to our new DirtyHotte educational screen and see if that works. Wonderful! So here you can see our wonderful cheat sheet. So here you can see our wonderful cheat sheet. Isn't that one beautiful? So okay, so here we go. So as said, here's the skill tree. We already talked about that. So the next stuff that's coming up is the skills, the armor stats, the armor mods, the weapons, and a little how to use this build most efficiently, and I will showcase that in the camp in just a second. So let's start with the skills. You've already seen it, or I already mentioned them briefly. We go for Earthquake, Gravity Leap, and Golem. So Earthquake, basically a seismic interrupt. It's also used to spread bleed, which heals you. Then we have Gravity Leap, which is a nice offensive skill, doing good damage with the mods we're gonna use. But it's also a very good defensive skill, because as long as you are hovering in the air, you can't be hit by anything. Then we have Golem Protection. That's basically your defensive skill and also your anomaly damage buff skill. That's pretty much it for the skills. So let's head right to the armor stats. So what you want to focus on for this build is anomaly power, status power, skill life leech, and cooldown reduction. Try to get a good balance between skill life leech and cooldown reduction. It's basically up to you what you prefer a little bit more. I like to have more of the skill life leech to get that a little more survivability, but that's up to you. And then the armor mod. So here, that's the first one where it gets interesting. So we have a mix of tier 1 and tier 2 mods. So we're using Bloodshock, basically to spread bleed with Earthquake, and again we spread bleed to get the healing from our Classtree. So that's why we use Bloodshock. Then we have Earth Legacy, increase the skills range by 60%. Pretty nice, because for all the expeditions you basically cover the whole room or area you're actually in. So most of the room. And then we have Human Comet, increase the skills damage by whatever it is for your anomaly stuff. It's a nice little damage buff for the Gravity Leap for sure. And then we have another Earthquake mod, Ground Crush, increase the skills base damage by whatever it is for your anomaly power. So that one scales with your anomaly power. Then we have Extra Quake, another Earthquake mod to give you a second Earthquake. That's nice. So we have two of them, so you can make, let's say, one to the left, one to the right to spread even more bleeds and get those healings going. And then Golem, I like to use Perseverance, increase the skills duration by 100%. That's pretty neat because it's a strong survivability skill. There's also the mod which increases Golem for each kill by 2 seconds, but so that's also pretty strong, but I think it's not so good when you face only like one strong enemy, which might take a while to kill. And then we have a few tier 2 mods. Most of them, if not all of them, are based around melee, because we will be using our melee a lot with this build. So we have Martial Arts, reduces the cooldown of your melee skill by 50%. Then Stand Tall, receive anomaly and firepower when you are out of cover more than 5 seconds. And basically we are out of cover all the time, because we are going aggressively straight at the enemy and punching stuff in the face and shotgunning it as well, and using our skills in between, and our little cheesy mod as well. Then we have Brawl, boosts your melee skill by 100%, which is a nice melee damage buff in combination with that one that also doubles the damage from our skill tree. Wonderful, so that makes our melee really devastating. And then we have another one, Untamed Power. Using skills deals additional damage within a 5-meter radius equal to 30% of your anomaly power. That one is also pretty neat, ladies and gentlemen, and I tell you why. Because our melee is counted as a skill, and we will be using our melee often, we will be using our skills often, and it's just a damage, free damage on top of it, 30% of your anomaly power with an anomaly power build, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is just beautiful. Okay, so we have the skills, we have the armor stats, we have the mods, and here the skill tree. So let's go on with the weapons. That's also where it's getting interesting again, because now we're coming close to the cheesy mod. So the main weapon I will be using, as let's say primary, the one you have active like 90% of the time, is a pump shotgun, standard for me, and I like to run it with Shield Maiden. Shots generate shield. That's very good for slow firing, heavy hitting gun like the shotgun, because the shield it generates is based off the damage you do. And that works nice with a shotgun. I mean, a rifle or sniper rifle might work as well, but as we're getting close to the enemy, we are really benefiting from using a shotgun. The second one I use is the tier 3 mod Fortress, receive up to 43% damage bonus based on your armor. That one is really nice because basically you always have that 43% damage bonus because you should have the armor, really. So it's just another damage buff on top. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we get cheesy. So listen up. If you didn't listen before, listen now. For the secondary, you want to run anything that you can empty the clip pretty fast, and ideally it's reloading a long time, just to be safe. And you want to run clip combustion and moaning winds. So you might have already heard about the cheesy mod moaning winds. Basically, reloading creates a strong blast around you, dealing an immense amount of damage to enemies in range of 8 meters. So it's a lot stronger than clip combustion. But if you have the opportunity to use clip combustion with moaning winds, clip combustion is just another additional buff. And here it gets interesting. You know, I mentioned that one in the class tree before. The one that gives you more piercing damage or armor piercing when you hit somebody with your class melee. So that's 15% per hit. You can stack that up even on the same enemy. And this one, so the piercing damage, this one is directly influencing the damage of moaning winds. So that goes up and up and up, and you can hit them for like 1,000,000 or whatever. And that's really strong. And now let me show you a quick how-to. Just a quick one. So we're in the camp. So basically what you want to do, or what I want to do, is when you start the expedition, empty your secondary, or your sidearm and your secondary, that is. Okay, back to your main gun. Now that's what I used to do. I run up to them, melee smash, golem, earthquake, melee, earthquake, maybe a shot with the shotgun to get a shield, and then I go one gun, another gun, and back to main. So now you've used moaning winds 2 times, and as you can see, earthquake and gravity leap, or earthquake is up again, and gravity leap we didn't use. We saved that one for tricky situations here. And that's basically what you want to do, like spread or get armor piercing with your melee, and then sweep through your weapons, bam, bam, and back to the main one. If you're on PC, I don't know if it's possible or what's good for let's say console. But if you're on PC, use the buttons next to your skills. So 1, 2, 3 are your skills, and use 4, 5, 6 for your guns. So I have my sidearm on 4, my secondary on 5, and with 6 I'm back to my main weapon. So that basically is much better than using the mouse wheel. So much more consistent, and that way you can get a nice rotation with 3, 1, 1, melee, 4, 5, 6. I hope you got that. So back to our nice little cheat sheet. So, and here's the how-to, ladies and gentlemen. If I can get to the right screen on my PC, wonderful. So here we are. So that's the how-to. What I just showed you in the camp. Empty your secondary and sidearm, melee smash for the piercing buff. Then you go golem, earthquake, melee smash, earthquake, and then you swap through your guns for moaning winds, and start that over again. Basically, get a shot in with your main shotgun here and there to have that shield up, because that shield is pretty much underrated regarding survivability. Don't miss on shield maiden, ladies and gentlemen. So that was basically it. That's the, as you can see on the cheat sheet, that's the Heavy Metal Brawler 2.0. Why is it the Heavy Metal Brawler? Because you have to use the right music with this build. And that's some nice little heavy metal for the expeditions. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed what you have been seeing here today. If you have enjoyed it, leave a like, leave a subscribe, give me a comment down below, and visit me also on Twitter and Twitch. You have all the links in the description. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again on YouTube, on Twitch and on Twitter. So that's it from me, ladies and gentlemen, and all I gotta say today is have a good one, See you next time. DirtyHotte out.